safe bunch of kids. You know that?
Yeah.
You know why you know that? Look at who you got behind you. These are good guys. They're taking care of you, right? That's terrific. Well, I want to say thank you. It is wonderful to be here, to be back in Wood County. I appreciate it. Nice to see you. It's just I always love coming up here. People have always treated me especially well. I want to thank everyone who joined us today. And it's nice to be here in this library. It's great to be with a number of our representatives and also members of law enforcement, specifically Jonathan Pinson, the delegate, really helped drive a lot of this process through. Senator Mike Azinger does great work for Wood County and the Mid-Ohio Valley. I will tell you, he's been a very active leader, and I work with him extensively. Thank you for your friendship and for all the work you do for this area. He makes it easy. We have Matt Board, Chief of Police. We have the Wood County Sheriff's Deputy School Resource Deputy Kokersberger. We have the Jackson County Sheriff, members of the Wood County Sheriff's Department, and also some members of the Wheeling City Police, I'm told, that are here. I'd also like to thank Jeremy Metz. Where's Jeremy? Jeremy, thank you. It's great to be in Guyan Elementary today. And it's good to be celebrating West Virginia's law enforcement officers. You know, I'm very fortunate as the former Attorney General. I had a chance to work every day with people in law enforcement. Nice to see you. Thank you for all your help. It's been great to work over the last 12 years with law enforcement in West Virginia. We have some of the best in the country. And as Attorney General, we work with prosecutors, we work with law enforcement and investigators on so many different types of projects. And I've always been a big believer. I back the blue, and my actions as Attorney General, I think, bore that out. Now, as governor, I get to see even more of the good things that you're doing. And that means on the local level, local officers, sheriff's officers, or state police. I've got a wonderful detail. These guys do incredible things every single day. And quite frankly, I say this to you, they're heroes, aren't they? They're heroes in our community, right? They're incredible people. Under my administration, we're going to be doing everything we can to help them out. In recent years, there's been an increased focus on having law enforcement at schools to better protect students along with teachers and staff. And I don't think any child or parent should have to worry about student safety while they're at school. Now, we know the importance of school resource officers being there in case of an emergency, having a watchful eye for any threats, and supporting the overall mission of schools. So we want to encourage and incentivize enforcement officers to spend more time in schools. You know, this year there was a lot of effort put into looking at how to improve conditions within the classroom, whether it means that we're not going to have cell phones in the classrooms, whether it means that there are policies to eliminate some of the distractions in the classrooms and how we deal with that, or whether it deals with the school mapping project, where you're mapping out the logistics for all the schools across the state, trying to make sure that first responders and law enforcement are able to go in right away and we know what's going on within every single school. Or whether we're talking about the legislation that we're here to ceremonially sign here today. This year, our legislature did a good job in terms of looking at these key issues about the environment within the schools. Don't ever have anyone tell you that's not meaningful. And our legislature came up with a number of creative solutions. One of them was to get more officers involved in school safety, but to do it while you're rewarding them in the process. And what the legislature and Delegate Pinson and the Jackson County Sheriff came up with is that they decided that right now, law enforcement officers, you have to come up with 16 hours of in-service training per year, right? Well, when you do that, you need that ongoing education. It traditionally keeps you sharp, so you're able to do your jobs effectively and keep everyone safe. Well, today, we're allowing law enforcement officers to satisfy some of those 16 hours of training in schools to do some work and come in and visit the schools to help learn and obtain information as school resource officers, do in-school training, or perform work dedicated to school safety. So it's treated as part of your regular training hours. That's a good way to protect you. What's your name, my friend?
Kyan.
What's it?
Kyan.
Kyan? Kyan. I'm sorry about that. I can't hear it. So if we want to protect Kyan just a little bit more, doesn't it help to have people periodically coming into the school? So maybe on the day that they come in, they're not going to be lacking in knowledge about what the logistics of the school look like. We all want to protect our most valuable people, and our kids, there's nothing more valuable than you guys, okay?
Yeah.
And so that's why all these really brave law enforcement folks are sitting behind you today. They're terrific. They're heroes. We have to celebrate them every day. I'm really excited that this new law, which is sponsored by Delegate Pinson, it's going to incentivize officers to spend more time in schools with students and teachers and really have a more dedicated focus on school safety. When you look at the legislation that was done about the mapping project, you look at the $2.9 million that the legislature in my office allowed to go through, dedicated on that, when in the past, there had only been a very limited amount of money going towards school safety, even though there was an estimate that hundreds of millions of dollars was identified as needs. This year, they made a little bit more progress in that area. I think it's good. It's program we're talking about today to benefit the law enforcement, the community. It's a no-cost program, and it's going to be great for West Virginia. I want to thank the legislature for your commitment to protect our most vulnerable and to support law enforcement and prioritize safety in West Virginia schools. So now I'm fortunate we're going to hear from some of our lawmakers and law enforcement. I'm going to start by introducing Delegate Jonathan Pinson, who doesn't live that far away from here. He's probably, about 40 minutes away from here or so? So thank you for coming up today.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Governor. Thank you for signing this bill and for being a leader in school safety in West Virginia. What we are here to celebrate today is, as the governor mentioned, our most valuable resource. And we have long since known that our most valuable resource is not coal. The abundance of coal that we have, it's not our natural gas, though we're blessed with these renewable and non-renewable energy resources. Our most valuable resource are these children. And making sure that these children are at a place of safety in their schools. It's impossible to learn. It's impossible to focus on an education if at the same time you're concerned with your own safety. So we have in West Virginia the opportunity to lead the nation in out-of-the-box thinking of how do we further secure our schools. In the state of West Virginia, we have a couple of thousand certified police officers. With the signing of this bill, we allow police officers access into the schools so that they can certify those in-service training requirements. And in doing so, they're learning the layout of the school. They're learning the children and developing relationships with children. They're learning and developing relationships with the administration and the faculty in these buildings so that, heaven forbid, in the day of crisis, if these brave men and women who are here today, if they're called to a school just like this in order to deal with the threat to these precious children, they can do so in a timely fashion, in an efficient manner, and all in providing safety to these children while building relationships. I had the privilege of serving as a police officer for 7 years. And when I went through the West Virginia State Police Academy, we referred to this as community policing. And the signing of House Bill 2802 is community policing at its very core. So, Governor, thank you. Thank you for what you continue to do for our schools in West Virginia. To the men and women of law enforcement represented here today, thank you. And we're excited to see you in the halls of schools throughout West Virginia, building relationships and making those schools safer.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'd like to ask if anyone else would like to come up and say a few remarks. Sheriff, Senator, Chief Deputy, anyone?
No, sir, thank you, though.
Well, then what we'll do is we're going to move on, and I'm going to ceremoniously sign the bill. Anyone want to come up and sit behind me for that? How about you? How about you? No? Come on. It'll be fun. How about you? Come on. Really? You guys do. Come on up. Come on. All right, here we go. Don't worry, there's no mandates here. But you're invited. It'll be fun. Anyone else want to come? To be part of a pretty good picture. All right. This is pretty cool, isn't it? Have you ever been part of a bill signing before? Pretty neat. You're pretty tall for your age, huh? Yeah. Are you going to be a basketball player someday? A police officer? Ooh. How about that? That's pretty good. Guys, that's got to make you feel pretty good, right? You know, because we know that during the nonsense that defund the police, remember all that BS, all that crap that we all have to deal with, we push back? I love hearing that. These guys do such good work. You know that? They really do. And they're leaders in our community, and we're very thankful for them. And I'm glad to hear you thinking about becoming a law enforcement officer. Good job.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
There you go. All right. So without further ado, we're going to sign this here. All right. Ready? It's the big moment. Who would like to hold the bill? You want to hold it? What's your name?
Connor Board.
Connor Board. There you go. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. It's just wonderful to be back up here. And anytime we have a chance to celebrate the future leaders of our state, we do that. And so this is terrific. It's a way to help ensure that our young people know they have a great future potentially in law enforcement, and they're going to be safe because of the brave heroes that we have all here today and throughout our state. So thank you guys. High five. Good job. Thank you guys. Appreciate it very much.
Have a great day, Mr. Governor.
Thank you. He's going to be an expert at this. All right, guys. We really appreciate you coming. Absolutely. Good job.